Many of us remember June 19th of last year and the solemnity with which we marked Pope Benedict XVI's declaration of the year for priests, expressing his desire to foster the priest's yearning for spiritual perfection, upon which the effectiveness of their ministry principally depends. In the same breath, our Holy Father reminded us that the centrality of Christ leads to a correct evaluation of ordained ministry, adding that without priestly ministry there would be no Eucharist, no mission, and even no church. My dear friends, let there be no confusion that it is because of such statements and his total adherence to the tradition and orthodoxy of the Catholic faith that our Holy Father is being so viciously attacked these days. It seems as if the secular media, fueled by the force of evil ever bent to destroy the image of the priesthood of Christ, have turned their sights on the Supreme Pontiff. It is our Christian duty to surround Pope Benedict in the rampart of our prayers, visibly and vocally supporting the Vicar of Christ on earth. Yes, he's the Pope, and must alone bear the weight of the keys, but he is also a priest. And as such, must never be alone in protecting the holiness of his own priestly integrity and that of our church. So this night, as we commemorate the gift of the priesthood and the Eucharist, inseparable by divine institution, I would like to tell you a story. The story involves a man, a priest, and a town. Now the man in this story had many gifts. He was holy, pious, wise, and was loved and respected by the crowds of people who would gather to listen to him. One day, this man came into a town whose people were very upset. They were angry because their priest was not living a devout and holy life. The parish said their priest was prideful and dishonest. They complained he was not attentive to their needs and that he even had a mistress. As the people cursed their priest, saying horribly nasty things about him, he came riding into town. The people were confident that the holy and pious preacher would shame the bad priest with strong words of correction. But he instead knelt down and kissed the hands of the bad priest, exclaiming he would gladly kiss the hooves of a horse which carries a priest, because only a priest can bring him the Eucharist. The name of the town and the priest I do not know, but the holy man was none other than St. Francis of Assisi, a deacon, whose reverence for the holy priesthood was so profound that he considered himself unworthy to assume it. This same saint is remembered for teaching that while walking along a road, if he were to encounter a priest and an angel, he would first greet the priest and then the angel, because the priest is configured to Christ in his very soul. Friends, I share this story with you not because as a priest I feel it better than laity, writing with that manner, and certainly not to excuse the wrongdoing of some priests, or anyone for that matter. Before I was ordained, I remember being told how crazy I was to want to be a priest today. It's not like it used to be, they would say. Now I remember hearing how my generation each of us, regardless of our state of life, is called to live an authentically holy life. At the same time, we must remember that the priesthood of Jesus Christ is by its nature perfect, even if the men who share in its mystery are not. The beauty is that by the virtue of his ordination,